All right, well, you heard there from Coach Fraud, right, what Cortesia brings to the team, how he enables the squad. But let's go ahead, though, and dive right into our Agent Select and see what we end up getting out of this one.
Series of prizes.
Yeah, but an exciting head-to-head really here. Mata, the most outstanding rookie this year to come out of Americas against Ospas, one of the all-time greatest players of the game, bolt blocking the Neon in a head-to-head here on Haven. But despite how good Ospas was, I do think this is going to be a challenge. NRG, they just played against GX on this map. They absolutely decimated them. This is going to be a very comfortable map for them to try and 2-0.
Yeah, but do not forget, both of these teams have played it twice this tournament. A very close loss and a very, very strong win for the side of MIBR. It was against Bilibili. It wasn't a 13-1, but it was a 13-2. So we're going to take that. If the plan is working for both of these teams, this is a map where they feel extremely comfortable. I do agree, like that head-to-head between the Neon is going to be important. But actually, I think that I'm looking more at the Omens. I think that especially in a map like Haven is where they can have most of the impact.
Yeah, they really can. I'm also looking at one of the players that was called out there by Coach Fraud. Cortesia, when he's anchoring on this Killjoy across the stage from him, Scuba with the same job, oftentimes going to have to be that solo C anchor when you're playing this Viper comp and into these dueling Neons that tend to really like those faster C hits. I think both those guys have a very big task ahead of them.
This is going to be quite the brawl, but we're excited for this one. Whether or not it goes to 3 is the question on everyone's mind. Can MIBR force it, or does NRG close it out here and now? Let's send it back over to Pansy and Sideshow for the cast.
Yeah, thank you so much. The desk leading us into this one. Map 1, hard to really slice between the two of them, back and forth most of the way. Ending 16-14. Haven, similar paths in a way here as well. Some blowout wins, some very explosive affairs, but where's your mind going now? This is getting to crunch time here if you're MIBR as well. It's time to step up and convert those kills into round wins.
Oh, what I'm looking at is that both teams had really different ideas on Abyss. As we go into Haven and Corrode, both teams actually play mirror comps. So now it's about execution. It's about looking at those head-to-head matchups. It's about how much value you as the IGL can extract from the composition. Early on here, NRG looking like they want to at least default towards C, maybe break that turret early. Cortesia may look to try to swing off it, and he's got a Sheriff in hand. He had a hot hand over towards Abyss.
He certainly did. Dangerous through and through. Can he start this one off with a bang as well? First attempt made. He knows what's coming his way. You can see the expectation and preparation. He's already sending a couple of shots down line, but Mata goes towards sight. They are only held apart by that Viper wall coming in. The second that drops, it's game back on. Paranoia goes in. It's Ethan left alone here on the site.
With the spike.
That's a little bit sketchy here, and now it's going to be revealed, but he's going to fight his way forward. Still takes away Xenon. He's not going down without a fight. Finally falls to Aspas. Takes a lot to put behind it, but look who's going towards Market. The storm going all over the place. As Scuba, the last man standing, has to dive back around. MIBR simply in better positions. But with 54 seconds, there's still time.
Verno's made a nice little call here to walk down mid. He might be able to get a wraparound on Scuba, but it will offer 2 1v1s. I just don't think that Scuba's going to be ready for it, but I say that. He's got looking. His crosshair trained in that direction.
He's having a look. Just enough time's passed to make him consider it, but the turret going to confirm attendance. And Verno's temptation surely going to be peaking. No.
30 seconds left.
Here. Scuba desperate for someone to give him this fight, and no one is. Has to take a bit of a gamble here, trying to draw in Verno. 18 seconds now, and Cortesia. Lovely work from him. Just timing it right from that slight pressure from Verno. Brilliantly handled after a very back and forth start.
Yeah, really good round. Really good patience from Cortesia. He even has the second turret to be able to deploy in the round. And I love the way that they flooded off the back of that. That's exactly how you want to be playing your C defenses. Reinforce the back of the site and punish the fact that this comp doesn't really have flashes to work with. Ideally in a spot like that, you'd love it like a Yoru in the comp or something, right? To be able to flash
through,
and push into the backside, but this comp doesn't really have that. And both teams are going to be fighting in the same kind of way, looking to flood defend. Different Viper wall though for MIBR, and a very weird one from Som. Straight down the gut, splitting up any crossfires that would be happening at front B. I can't say that I've seen this one too much.
No. Like you're playing tic-tac-toe on the site. Hudson trying to take glance, but NRG still slowly creeping closer. Pulling in the cavalry, there is support here.
Yeah. Ardezine's got the read that this is all based around the wall timing, so he's just mirroring the exact same timing as Som.
Very well handled, but the paranoia implies intent. Great read from Ardezine here. Really well done from him. Immovable in approach, read it just right.
Yeah, if you misplay that on the defense side and you waste too much of your fuel, you're going to offer NRG an opening, but he's right on top of that. Second time the wall cycles, throws down his snake bite. Third time the wall cycles, he's called for reinforcements, and he's got the support he needs to be able to hold on. Very good awareness, but now the Brock Odin appears. And suddenly, the game may shift. This was the guy who had a record-breaking KD running this gun all the time.
It's like 18-1 or something last time he was here. Something ridiculous.
He'd have to put up 36 kills to match that KD now. I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah.
There we go. Let's see. And an early attempt to backline walk here from MIBR. Straight through from C. So Scuba going to have his work cut out early. Has he? He's seen it.
Whoa!
Nah, there's no way that Aspas wins that fight.
Oh, that's wild. And now with him leaving, trying to play in Shenop.
This is a mad fake though. They're still going towards B. Cortesia this time trying to stand guard, and they're getting no access to any of these points they want to. They've lost out on C long. They have a look towards A. And already Verno being slippery enough to just scale back correctly, and they don't get that springboard in towards B.
Yeah, this is a massive problem now for NRG. They don't really have position anywhere on the map, and MIBR have got the right read. 3 players going back towards A, despite the fact the alarm bot hasn't even been tripped in short. Shenum can just backfill all of this space. Should be pretty impossible for NRG here. Looks like a great bonus for MIBR.
Ooh, hold on, Marder with a quick execution towards Aspas. Gives them maybe a small window of chance, but Ardezine being ratty as hell. Slipping through towards quad, unnoted. Can he get played in at all? NRG may have a small inkling there's a chance of it. How much credit do they put? A lot, actually. Very heads up work from NRG to still consider that chance.
Yeah, really good shooting from NRG as well to get themselves out of a difficult situation. Give themselves a chance.
It is just a chance. Genon would have to be key to this, critical to this. Still has a paranoia, has a little bit of kit to play with, but he's got Marder. Oh! Spins on a dime! It takes him away. Big round from Marder. Leaving just Verno in an impossible position. I think he knows now. The options are pretty much nil.
That is an incredible recovery of a round from NRG. It really is. Marder with a 3-piece. Some of those he should never have got, but all 3 of them critical. I suppose the third one a bit of a mop-up, but the first 2 for sure incredibly important. That's to recover a 3v5 against a stacked site. What a shot onto Aspas. Another flick around to deal with the flank from Shenum after his internal timing was just off.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, got to feel good calling when your team could bail you out of spots where you hit the stacked site.
But that felt like it was lost in the early round, completely, utterly. Map control firmly with MIBR, but NRG not knowing when they're dead, apparently. Back to business here.
Ooh, what a creep up.
Hold on. Aspas maybe not liking that Marder on the other side, taking that limelight, so going to post himself up deep towards long, but the creep through sewer still continuing. Verno should be very aware, and he is. Som on the receiving end of that. Oh, Aspas, sure. Nasty with it! That's the patience for someone who knows what it is to lift this trophy, leaving Scuba and Brock surrounded on all fronts. Aspas making it hurt here as well. Yeah, this man is going to be absolutely writing the record. This is very much his territory too.
That's a spectacular round from Aspas. Never noted in that position. He just walks up behind the recon dart, get himself posted deep, and then realizes he has an opportunity to again allow a teammate to take all of the attention, but then mop up completely. Really strong and great awareness from Verno too. I really thought when that recon dart got timinged by NRG that MIBR were going to lose their grip over the information game in the round. But Verno goes back to cover the timing perfectly.
Ooh, you're getting a little tricky here, Aspas. Turret. Gonna force his hand somewhat, but dealt with very early.
And this buy is fairly tragic for NRG. 4 pistols and a bucky. Mada would have to be the player to get into a weird scenario, slide onto someone.
2 away from ult as well. Ooh. A lot of stars would need to align for it to...
Exactly. There shouldn't be too much danger here. MIBR have got themselves off to a really nice start here on their opponent's map pick. We've been talking constantly, though, in this match about how both of these teams are actually really good on all 3 maps. So it's not like there's a home territory for NRG here, even though they picked it.
Working the map slowly here. Xenom still very much on duty. Top side on B. The timing of that, but he's still fine. It's aimed back in the right place. Looks calm under pressure. There's already sight. Is going to be under the NRG banner for a plant. The retake should be safe, but I'm scared when Mada's getting a little bit tricky himself. Nicely handled by Xenom, though.
And suddenly all the threat seems to be taken out. Aspas back in with a slide. And they clean up house.
Very nice. Very nice. Just allowing a little bit of window, but shutting it rather swiftly.
Aspas continues to be having a great game in terms of his productivity, right?
Absolutely.
He's out here frying.
What's he up to?
He's up to 9-3. He's 9-3. He was plus 17 on map 1, by the way. But the downside to that is that MIBR in total were plus 20 on kills to deaths, but they lost the map.
That just doesn't sound right.
It's a really weird stat. You almost never see that. But it shows you that NRG are just squeaking out rounds, whereas MIBR, when they win, are kind of flattening. So may see something similar here. Apart from NRG's win over Giant X, all the games they've won have been incredibly close affairs.
Keep it up this time. Maybe just cognizant of what Aspas was up to, or any sort of walk down towards long.
Well, I think Mada wants to try to punish a jump spot here from Verno. He's looking with his attack operator towards a spot where Verno might be jiggle peeking to look for info. But because they smoked him off early, he's on a deeper line. Oh my god, what a shot from Verno!
Absolutely nutmegging Mada on that one. That's a big investment lost super early as well.
And a very specific Andy that fails.
Frustrating for sure. Viper's pick going to go down towards B too, so limiting these options now. The map feels rather small at this point.
Incredibly small, yeah. No insert over towards A short. Your A long plan disappeared. You know that they're going to be able to stack towards C and towards A, probably playing a 2-1-2 kind of defense. And you don't really have tools with this composition to go and clear a pit.
No, very, very little to play with, and Verno back to that corner. Has the freedom to play toward it now. Doesn't need to overstay his welcome, and he won't. Smart play from him, dart back into business as well. This is a bit sketchy. Easy, Tiger. Something's right there. Hawks a smoke. He can't stick around like that. Ethan's going to be on to punish. Xenom's still going to catch Ethan on the push up here, but he's maybe tucked into the corner. We're all bringing that Odin in, but Cortezia still going to be doing similar things on the other side. Does Tom get away? He does. Oh, but only a second. Quick on his heels is Aspas. Even in a horrible post plant now. Aspas on the hunt. Locating these two players. Seems rather simplistic. And Brock and Scuba, what? Maybe that Odin has something to say about this still.
Artesine fully cleared out long. They know both of these players are short.
How much can they do here, though? Still a shock dart, still got a scan on this too, but the defuse finally gets denied. How are they doing this against the odds again and again? Aspas cycling through weapons, desperate to do what the others couldn't. And Scuba tries to do what he can. The time so low though. NRG, no matter the odds, still turning these rounds.
They're squeaking out ridiculous situations across their entire run here at Champs. This one,
it's a 2v4 or what was this?
Yeah, I mean a 2v3 in the end after Som went down. Oh, but it didn't feel good because Artesine had cleared out all of those spots. He gets caught. Look at this kill. Scuba managing to pick off Cortezia as the recon comes through. Again, broke a little late on it, and yet they still managed to stop the defuse from happening.
I don't know how they're doing this. I really don't.
They go to all the churches in Paris and praying to the saints, I think.
It's rare you hear them answer, but in a couple of these, it certainly does feel like a miracle, but the pace seems similar. Fast on this.
Verno with an ult.
There it is. Sent on down and attack to boot. Scuba face checking that, but the lockdown there, but the answer coming in as well. Now paces the game, and it's going to be messy on this site. Does Mada dare continue? Where's that next layer of utility to allow this push up? They don't really have it.
No, you can't really push the site like this with the ult orb, the Viper orb up in your face. 3 players, 4 players defending it. Got no real hope. NRG have got to scramble out. But they leave Som as an insert. Som might be able to find a pick here on somebody trying to look for a little additional information. Aspas pre-aiming the wrong side.
There's a chance. Aspas is fast though. Fast as ever. Gonna catch Som drifting across, but the eyes now turn towards the C site. TP in from Ethan, but there's fast rotations. Cortesia reading it exceptionally well. But now with 30 seconds, there's still pressure to this. HP is a touch lower. It's Cortesia! And MIBR shut the door of chance this time. NRG threatening in all accounts, but this one swings back for MIBR.
Early on here, these opening ideas from NRG are not finding the success they're looking for. Scuba ulted, knowing that it was going to get broken by Verno, but the idea is that Brock is supposed to counter-ult and find a pick onto the defending Sova. He only caught Verno with a single pulse of the Sova ultimate, and at that point, you've just given the game away. You know that all of the pressure is towards the A site. MIBR has stacked it with 3, 4 players, and NRG haven't thought about a second backup plan. They don't have a lurker over towards Garage or over towards C that they can go back to. That would be a nice additional layer to their game, but right now they don't quite have it. And MIBR are getting the reads, and even the difficult situations navigating mostly. It's only that wild post plan towards round 6 that went NRG's way, really. Other than that, smooth sailing. MIBR playing the defense over towards C beautifully.
Yeah.
And actually some timing's going wrong too. Ethan's teleport in, I think, needed to be timed with the recon dart a little better. The recon came in about 3 seconds after he TP'd, which allowed Cortesia an opportunity to get the punish. These kind of things have got to be tight. They've got to be perfect if you're going to be running, you know, emergency pivots like this in the mid-round.
Yeah. If they can do that, this round feeling unlikely, and you can see it there again, kind of watching it back. Very little to be done.
I do think MIBR are playing this situation really nicely, though.
I agree.
They've got the stacks in the right place. They're not afraid to go for aggro peaks like this at the start of the round. Put a little bit of pressure on.
Quick feet, quick trigger.
Can't really fault MIBR at this point, dealing with a lot of the chaos.
This, though, doing this on an anti-eco can be dangerous, but Aspas always plays his situations cautiously.
High risk, high reward. Does back away, though. Seeing the judge out, that should be noted. Cortesia here, controlling the corner.
This Garage pressure has opened an opportunity to get a lurk onto Verno. You see how he's alone here on A, but nobody's actually going for it. In a rifle round, this would be a nice idea to do. A Garage default as Som, or maybe Som and Scuba take space on A. NRG are going to finish B in this one, though, with lighter weaponry, trying to get those close-range fights.
Yeah, I mean, the judge pretty well positioned here with Ethan, but Verno.
Big shot.
Yeah, real nice. Now Ethan has to give up the corner that he was maybe banking on here, opening up the chance for Artisan to gap close and catch Marta on the way out. Quick clear to follow up. MIBR knowing every aspect of this. Crossing the T's, dotting the I's. It is clean work.
Coming out of the TAC timeout, though, that's not really the round that you're adjusting for, right? You wait until you get rifles online. So, with rifles up, I want to see NRG's lurkers get more value. I think they must have the read at this point that MIBR are flood defending, heavily trying to put bodies to wherever NRG are looking to go towards. So, if Ethan can run a fake, or maybe even just put pressure in the default so his lurkers can work, these kind of rounds, I think, would look a lot better. And maybe that is the read here, because you see Som alone towards A. He would not be alone if they were really hitting C, because you need that Viper Orb down in post-plan. So if Som's on the other side of the map, this is probably going to be a C fake, but it's going into the op.
Oh, and again, look at this guy. Right off the rip, takes away Marta. Brilliant. Second line, almost thought he had that too. Gonna keep them on notice and shut that avenue again towards C.
Meanwhile, Som didn't actually take any space towards shore. Backup plans, not really in action. NRG might get funneled towards B again.
It's looking a little too repetitive. Confidence now to keep Verno even away. Just banking on the utility with the adjustment of Cortesia.
Well, Scuba becomes the lurker here as they drone to reclear over towards A long. Thing is, though, MIBR are happy to play A for retake because Cortesia has that ult. Does Ethan read this? Do they try to contact all the way into A?
He'd be so brave to do it at this point.
Yeah. But when you hear the turret in this spot, it is a bit of a giveaway. Maybe just solo using a recon.
Utility's starting to get pretty heavy at this point to call it contact, so ready. The lurk gets caught. This feels a little bit lackluster to my eye.
I think Scuba should be more aware because that's a very common play to push out through Garage as an A hit's coming through.
And there's that lockdown. What's the game plan now?
Right, Ethan up in heavens, proactive.
Take a bit of that. NRG being checked every corner. Ethan, controlled, calm. You expect it from him, but maybe not in this scenario. Bring it back within a possibility. A 4v3, not easy, but not impossible. First challenge on the spike, though. That is actually going to be sat for the defuse. Someone needs to deal with this, and they simply are not defused right under their noses. Little to be done as MIBR looking unfazed by NRG.
Really playing all of these situations immaculately, MIBR. Their A call for retake. And they're very successful with it. Maybe if that had been a 5v5 retake over towards A, then NRG would have been in a great spot. Because the Vipercom, super difficult to retake against. But in a round like this, when it's, what was it, 5v3, I think?
Yeah.
You just don't really have the same level of ability to contest. And look at the kill differential again.
Oh, it's monumental, isn't it? Spurs going to hear all this. Not to be denied. Put into the right place after that pressure towards Garage seemed like a possibility before. He still stands his ground, but only for so long. Will relinquish it eventually.
Mada with a little bit of counter spam, hoping that he can take this space. Spike not committed though. Still trying to play a slower game, see if they can work something. But my problem here, Lauren, is that the lurkers are not actually taking space at these points in time. They don't have any deep pressure over towards A short, and the B player isn't even looking to try to get a pick while the smokes are down.
MIBR pretty much getting everything they want from this.
I think NRG have got to take more risks.
I tend to agree at 7-2 especially. Not much else is working.
They might be worried about facing into the Aspas orb because it's been a nightmare.
I don't blame them being worried, but you do have to kind of take a step forward at some point. Falling back towards his A approach late. Ethan this time playing towards middle rather than Scuba, but they look indecisive almost.
Well, it looks like this is going to be a B finish.
It's just not going well for them. Cortesia again. Great damage on the way in. And Outfield's confident enough to play the site. And why not? Set up a success, but he somehow fails. It's Artisan to pick up the slack. And NRG right down to the final seconds. But MIBR once again barely breaking a sweat.
Really perfect flood defense there, but also a little obvious that that was going to end up towards B, I think. Both of the A players have not seen anything jiggle peeking towards long, and sure, got to start pushing those people back. They've just got perfect information towards C and A. It is way too easy right now for MIBR. We've been very happy about Ethan's attack side calling, generally speaking, at this tournament. He hasn't had to play Bind and Sunset, the maps where he arguably looked the weakest on. His Haven in general has actually looked really clean. They destroyed Giants. But here, having a very rough game of it. MIBR way ahead in terms of their understanding of the map, at least in this match.
And I think this is where it becomes so acutely obvious that they don't have that single individual who's going to bail you out. Yeah, Mada had one very, very key round earlier, and he's still on that 3-9. We haven't had that single person be firing on all cylinders for them here to kind of maybe make up a couple of these rounds that they're just simply not having that foothold in. On the other side, take your pick. Yeah. Every single player's had those moments.
Yeah, they really have. Artazine in particular going way up the scoreboard compared to map 1.
Yeah.
Replicating the excellent performances he's had earlier on in this tournament too. I think Mada usually is that player for NRG.
I agree.
He's a multi-kill warrior, but you need to get him online. You need to find some opportunities where he's not just running in against a 4-player stack. And at the moment, I think the calling is a bit of the issue, or the ideas.
Yeah.
You know, maybe don't heap all the blame onto Ethan. The coaching staff too coming up with maybe some of the wrong adjustments, but now they've taken attack time out for these final 2 rounds. It's got to be a recovery from NRG, otherwise MIBR are running away with things.
I mean, at this point, NRG 1 foot in the grave. And Aspas might kick him in on the other side, but 3 players on A here. No check towards Sewer. And all in towards Long. This feels very direct. Paranoid's going to at least catch Verno. And Brock can't quite gap close towards it. It's Som in the end, but Genom's still here. Spots out one, sees the second, sees them all. Aspas called into effect. Still going to find them. There's now Scuba left in the 1v2. This feels desperate. That's probably not the weapon he would have wanted.
No, that's not a great one for him to be able to use. Neither of the players one-shottable. Spike lost, abandoned on site. All of that short control, phenomenal for MIBR. They're looking for him on the lurk. But he's taking the obvious way forwards.
This would have to be a big boy shot. But not going to get it. MIBR just looking so in control, and it looks a little too simplistic to my eye from NRG. Again, this is their map choice.
Well, I like the adjustment really on an eco round to go for this, because that smoke is the one thing that's actually denied Verno his A lobby information. The problem was they just didn't anticipate these positions from Xenom and from Aspas. They were going to clear Aspas in short, and then they were like, wait, hold on, there's somebody on the top of this box. Normally you would clear that with a drone or something, but they wanted to pop into the site. This round though, you know, maybe that would get you to a 9-3. You did just take a tag time out to try to get back in the game, but it's this one at the bare minimum.
Pace here, but that's not the sound you want to hear if you're trying to scale up through Long either. I just see the gap closing on this again and again.
And Aspas pulls up the flank with an operator, so confident, walks all the way down. You see the pings coming out from NRG. Maybe looking like they want to clear that or split that. Well, they're going straight back into the op again, and Aspas has been feasting, determined to get to that 3rd place again.
If they don't split through Long here, oh, this gives him so much freedom. This could be insult to injury as well. Verno from afar could be taking away Marta. The pop towards the side gets slightly less explosive now, as they're just being herded like cats, it feels like. Som gonna take a couple of brave steps forward, but at 46 seconds, bloody hell. They are being chipped away at. This is before they've even got towards C. Ethan gonna take the TP. Doesn't spot Aspas on Long, who's on that very, very deep line for this. So he can leave the rest of the team to handle what's on site.
As long as Cortezia just holds this space, Aspas should have opportunities. Jiggle pick by Ethan, but this is so claustrophobic for NRG to play.
Where did Cortezia just get that as well? It looked like there was 3 smokes in the way. So Brock and Som gonna have to do something outside of my expectation. TP in, low. And here we go. Can you save what feels like a sinking ship here? Som tries to keep his head down, but for how long can he survive? We see them dashing around, doing the best he can here, but the spike is start being defused. Great attempt, but nowhere near good enough. MIBR marching up to double digits on this first half, 10-2.
First map is 16-14, absolute banger. Hoping for something similar on the next map where both teams have looked great. And now 10-2, domination.
On va offrir un beau spectacle à nos amis du World Feed. Montrez-moi les lumières, allez-y, allumez les lumières, on y va, on veut leur offrir une très belle image ici de Paris. Il nous reste encore quelques secondes, montrez les lumières. Et en plus, je vais vous dire quelque chose pendant que vous allumez les lumières. On fait une surprise, on a tous fait semblant pour notre ami Apo qui caste la game ici. C'est son anniversaire. Joyeux anniversaire. Happy birthday. Joie. Apo. Bravo Apo. 500 vol pour 10. Foutez-moi le bordel! Bye bye.
Lovely little sing-song there.
Yeah, I mean, it was Bonkar's birthday, actually, when they got the win against Giants. That was a nice little birthday present. This one, this map, not feeling so nice, actually.
No, checking in on the Coinbase Econ report, I think it's going to be a pretty one-sided story here.
Yeah, actually, Aspas not topping the charts because he's buying the operator so much, so he's actually spending a lot more. But the impact he's had and the kills that he's got, 18 in the half, is genuinely ridiculous. I mean, it just felt like NRG were walking into him over and over because the rest of his team was doing such a good job on the opposite sides of the map. There were so many threats. He got online really early on because they built the economy up. So, a phenomenal, phenomenal half from MIBR. We've seen NRG pull out ridiculous comebacks.
Yeah.
But
This
one just ain't happening.
It doesn't feel like it, and as I said, look, I'll always be happy to be wrong in these scenarios, but this feels like they're converting those kills into rounds. They haven't felt threatened, either to my eye. MIBR looked very in control of every answer that they've had.
Yeah.
They haven't felt like there's anyone digging deeper from NRG. The answers weren't quite there. Now, if we're frustrated, I'm sure NRG are as well. That's not the half that they would have hoped for. Held it to MIBR on 10, and now MIBR a chance to show us how it's meant to be done on the attack.
Scuba holding contact over here towards Garage if they do manage to get through this wall, waiting it out, and it's not a flood defense seawall like we saw many, many times for MIBR. Once the attackers are past this, they are through, clean sailing into the seaside.
Who's weighing on it? Scuba? Yeah, just Scuba right now. I guess Som trying to lean through a little from CT, but Scuba stunned up. Paranoia sent in. Does anyone swing on this? Yes! Cortesia, that's the one to find Brock in the end. So, in reality, it actually goes the wrong way here as MIBR catching every single one of these fights just perfectly. Again, looking unfazed by the attention coming in from NRG. Amada having nothing to say. Domination from MIBR.
Verno with a beautiful double kill there from the Frenzy. Fragging a lot better than when these two teams met in the group stage in Americas. And you see the difference when NRG are not running that flood defend wall over towards C. Scuba's just under so much more pressure. He can't really hold nicely towards back plat.
Let's go!
Throw that log smoke. And MIBR can play inside of it, dominate it. 20 kills for Aspas. Picks up another 2. It's ridiculous. He's got more than twice the kills of the top fragger on NRG.
Statistically, quite a good map for Aspas, it looks like.
NRG have gone for a force. That's crazy. Something you have to do down 11-2. 11-2 was the score on the comeback when they managed to get that going against EDG on Abyss. But Abyss, a very attack-sided map.
Are you saying you're not a believer?
I am not a believer in this one.
I see.
But again, love to be proven wrong. NRG have played some absolute blinders champs so far.
Yeah.
But I suspect we're going Corrode.
You and me both, and I like a bit of Corrode. I like a bit of Corrode between these two as well. So I'm not necessarily opposed to it. I just think it's a bit of a shame to see NRG capitulate at this point.
Yeah.
After what was a really lovely map 1. But credit where it's due, MIBR making no mistakes here. Ready. This walk towards C.
What a walkout.
Just perfectly timed from Aspas. It looks like Ethan's done the wiser. Scuba, similar scenario. Aspas plays his life, plays it well, and gets away. That feels like a pure assassination. But the backfill here. Ardsin. Nasty business. Showing exactly what should have been done on that other side.
Yes, absolutely. The Lurker's getting so much more value, playing around that defensive turret perfectly. It's a masterclass from MIBR.
It really is. And there's still no real letting off the gas on the other side. You thought Ardsin would fall off this? Absolutely not. Stick around, buy some time. You got bodies to put behind it. And for Ethan and Marder, the window's getting shut. Try and claw this game back as Aspas is on the flank as well. Nice work from Ethan. Marder making it go, but I think we know how this one probably going to end here.
Ethan's picked up a Vandal. They're going to make a go of this. Of course they are.
Oh, Ethan's off. It's just Marder left to his own devices, really.
Yeah.
Get something for us.
I mean, that is so rough. I mean, I know the time is terrible, but you're down 11-2 and you've just been given a Vandal. I feel like you might want to just give it a go. Ethan takes the percentage play, perhaps, and allows MIBR to go up to map point. This could have, Lawrence, so easily been match point. You think about how close Abyss was?
Absolutely.
And the fact that MIBR had many opportunities to close it out.
Yes.
This could have been an easy breezy 2-0. And NRG somehow scrapped through in map 1 to force a corrode, but I think they should be a little relieved that they did in hindsight, because they are getting spanked here.
Yes, that is one way to put it. I'm glad you went for that word rather than me. I think it's more appropriate. But what are you meant to do, man? This is truly domination. Is this a mid-walk from Som? Now, Cortesia has been quieter this map, but not necessarily in any bad means. It's the rest of his team's been doing excellently. He's still 13-3.
Yeah, that's quite a good KD.
He's doing quite good, actually. So NRG backing away from this, but again, already seeing in just that previous, I liked what MIBR were doing, working the map.
The danger here is actually Mada with the judge down in short.
Sure.
So there's a chance that Brock can pull all of the attention and Mada can go nuts.
Just has to make sure he stays alive, though. Can't go down too easily, can't give up the space too easily. The Brock does well, but it's Mada to get cleared instantaneously by Verno, looking obvious, apparently.
Yeah. Backfilling.
Oh, Som, good catch on Verno, though. Spike dropped and Brock. Okay, taking a fight back towards Sewer. Suddenly, a little bit of life in the NRG side. Maybe just a death rattle at this point.
It could well be, yeah. I mean, they'd have to put together 9 more in a row like this one. And I just don't think that MIBR are going to make this level of mistake.
I tend to agree. I think one player, take your pick out, who will potentially give you another round. You also have that snowball round the vaults. Not too far away, but get NRG back in the game. Get them feeling it out a bit, because it's been a landslide.
Yeah, I think often just getting a couple of rounds towards the end can have you feeling a bit warmer headed into map 3.
Yep,
have you feeling more like
I can shoot.
You'll get, yeah, absolutely.
How legendary would this be?
Get ready to clip that, just in case. Imagine.
Yeah, I mean, Som in the first map was telling his team to go and look at the crowd and play for clips.
Kind of love that.
They could need a bit more of that energy here.
Yeah, take some risks. Hard to do it when Aspas is swinging you like this. And Ethan, you may be brave, but how long do you stand here? There is no room for error now, as MIBR can smell the blood in the water. They are going to pull no punches. They want him dead. Marder, nice. Find Cortesia. Box them in towards that C site. Scuba, do you try and get the timing on the walkthrough? Whoa! Sorry? Where the hell did that just come from?
That's incredible.
Nah, Shannon. There's nothing you can do here, but...
Mada really aggressive on the flank, throwing caution to the wind, forcing fights, and then trying to combo it up so that Mada's distracting a little bit, but the drone came out and an accidental lineup onto 2, Scribble will take it.
Oh. Spike planted.
Now, I'm still not a fan of the way that NRG are playing, actually, their defensive setup over towards C. They're allowing MIBR a bit too easily through that wall.
I got a kill, man! Oh my god!
He's back, don't worry.
I mean, he's not the one that's suffering the most either.
Yeah, if you're Ethan or Marder hearing that, you're like, I'll get that too soon. All good. When do you start believing? Like, is there like a round? Well, round 8?
Yeah, I think
9?
it's when you start getting into that snowball situation where the ults are starting to come up and you're getting knocked down onto eco after eco, and we're just not there yet.
No. We're not even close to that yet. But I like to normally ask that question because the next round, MIBR or whomever it may be, normally just win. That's normally how it goes. Now, whether or not that's the case here, let's see. NRG, have you got anything here to make a go of this one? Now, I quite like what Marder's doing, but I worry when it's Cortesia on the hunt. Lethal, this guy. Trying to be played in by that spam, and Som completely fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. MIBR still up to naughtiness.
It's a great insert. The spike's going over towards B, though. 2 NRG players there. Ethan, though, without paranoia. And they're leaving. They think that this is going back over towards the A side.
Oh, this is about to be messy as hell. Oh! Cortesia single-handedly is behind the wire, taking away Song, taking away Marta, and being the thorn in the side. Aspas looking like he wants to close down this map. No hope to be had here. Yeah, he wants this one done. And Brock will fall. MIBR coming alive in map 2. Showing some of that pedigree there as well.